At the bottom of any of your seller spreadsheets, you will see this owner transfers, take home pay section, and this KPI section. I'm looking at the Etsy seller spreadsheet right now, but it will look similar on any seller spreadsheet that you may have. So let's talk about what to do with these two guys. First, we have owner transfers or take home pay. Now, this is really only applicable to my sellers in the United States. And if you are set up as a sole proprietor, all right? If you're a sole prop, or maybe you have your LLC registration, but you're still taxed as a sole prop, which I'd say probably 95% of you using this spreadsheet, that probably applies to you, then the amounts that you pay yourself, that you transfer out of your business into your personal bank account, those are considered owner transfers, owner withdrawals. They are not considered an expense to your business. If you are an LLC taxed as an S Corp, or for some reason you're incorporated, then the amounts that you pay yourself are going to be a W-2 wage. Those are going to be actual business expenses entered somewhere on an expense tab or in the expense section of your spreadsheet. But if you're a sole prop here in the US, then the amount that you pay yourself from your business is not considered an expense. It's a transfer. And I don't want you to enter it as an expense if it's not supposed to be a business expense for taxes or bookkeeping purposes. That's why I have this spot down here for your owner transfers. So you can still keep track of how much you're paying yourself from your business if you want. It's just going to be entered under the net profit bottom line over here so that you can keep track of that for your own purposes if you're curious about how much you're paying yourself. I do highly encourage you to try and pay yourself every month if you can, consistently. And I have more resources about how to pay yourself, methods of paying yourself, and more information on why you want to pay yourself on my site at paperandspark.com. So that's how you use this little row right here. Let's talk about KPIs. KPI stands for Key Performance Indicators. And these are just a few helpful metrics that I suggest any e-commerce business owner track for their business, just to get you in the groove of thinking about your business in like a CEO, CFO-like manner and making smarter decisions and tracking your progress over time. So as you fill out your spreadsheet each month, this profit margin percentage row will automatically calculate for you. This is going to be just a quick formula that's taking your net profit and dividing it by your total revenue. So net profit divided by total revenue gives you your profit margin percentage. If you are operating at a loss, this will be a negative number. Ideally, the higher this number is, the better you're doing. If you want, and you may want to make it a goal to increase it over time, but you'll be calculating your annual profit margin percentage over here in the year column. Next, I have just a blank row where you can enter the number of orders you have during that month, the number of orders that you fill. Once you input that number of orders, there's a built-in formula on the next row for average order value that's going to take your total revenue, your total sales amount, and divide it by your number of orders. That's going to give you your average order value for that month, and it'll calculate an ongoing amount for you for the year. Now, number of orders and average order value is not necessarily going to apply to every seller that uses this spreadsheet, but it is a helpful stat here in case it's something that you want to track as well. I have a bunch of information on how to improve your average order value and why this is such a powerful KPI for you to track in your business on my website also, via a product called Shop Sales Amplifier, a really fun product there, and I'll link to it in this video if you want more information. Finally, we have a space to enter your conversion rate. This isn't calculated for you. You've got to hard key it in. You've got to input it here. But it's another possibly powerful metric for you to track over time. If you want to see if you're improving it by making little tweaks to your website and whatnot, you can track that here as well. And again, I have some helpful information on why tracking your conversion rate can be a powerful KPI to keep an eye on my site. There's a whole blog post about why you should be tracking your conversion rate and how knowing that can help you make more money in your business. So just a brief explanation of what this KPI section is here. You can track anything else you might want to underneath this if you want. And if you really want to dive deep into understanding your metrics and knowing how to interpret your numbers better and use that to make more money and work smarter, not harder in your business, I have a whole course on this topic called Next Level Numbers. You can learn about it at nextlevelnumbers.com.